And we are live. I hope you can all hear me. Those were in Sama and Texas. Hello. Thank you for putting up my link, Sama. I appreciate you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna wait. I want to wait a few minutes. I know I should pop up my intro. It's a great way to wait to pass the time while waiting for people to put into chat. Except it needs to be updated. No matter. So I'll chat with you both for a few minutes. If nobody else comes into chat, that's okay. I'll get started. The live will be up in replay anyway. I checked around to see if anybody else in the community was going live. It doesn't seem to be, but maybe somebody is now. Who knows? Gosh. Yeah, wow. This is funny. The timing Nikocado has, because I don't know, like if anybody watched iNabber, he put out a 7. Hey, Amber. iNabber had put out a 7-hour video. Yeah, that's devotion. Over 7 hours, which I'm only halfway through. I was only halfway through by the time I saw this morning, the thumbnails on my recommended page. I have reacted to Nikocado in the past, and they're still up on my channel if you care to check them out. Oh, wow. See, when I first knew about Nikocado, he was leaving the vegan YouTubing. He was leaving vegan YouTubing, or he had just left and he started doing the junk food mukbang. So he wasn't quite at that weight that he had found himself. Oh my God. He's got a lot of people confused, a lot of speculation, and I think that was exactly his goal. So many questions, but I think right now he's going to pull this as far as he could. He's only going to reveal a little bit at a time. Yeah, it is genius. Amber, it is. It is genius. And I got to say, it reminds me of a time, what was it, 8 years ago? And I was 8 years ago. Everybody I knew was looking for mates on dating sites. And so I gave it a whirl. Okay, on a few dating sites like Plenty of Fuckers. Yes, by the way, POF stands not for Plenty of Fish anymore. It stands for Plenty of Fuckers. But that's a whole other case. And I decided to pull a social experiment there too with I decided to pull a social experiment with dating sites and singles groups on Facebook. But I'll talk about that another time. But it's nothing of the magnitude that Nick pulled off. And I got to say, for over 2 years, man, that takes patience. It takes patience, and it's still happening. It's still happening. Plenty of failures. That's right, Amber. It's still happening with Nikocado. So I don't think it's all going to be like he's not going to reveal. He's going to pull this for as long as he could. And when I checked online, and this was a few years back, even long before this started. He was already a millionaire, at least on paper. On paper, he was a millionaire. Yeah. Oh, I love a good social experiment too. I don't know, it kind of brings out the truth in some ways that pisses people off. Hey, Kala, good to see you. Yeah. So it kind of pisses people off. And it kind of hopefully makes people look at themselves in the mirror. I'm not saying Nick is a saint. He's far from it. I don't even think Nikocado Avocado is a good person for that matter. I don't think he's a good person, but hell, I've got mad respect for this. And I was saying in Belinda's chat, I was watching iNabber's little addendum actually to his 7 hour, his 7 hour video documentary, if you want to call it, on Nikocado, because I had seen that iNabber had put up an addendum. There were others. And then I noticed Belinda was live to talk about it. So I thought I'd check that out. And hey, little boots. Hey, Vanessa. Good to see you. And the questions and the speculation. And there was one that stuck out. I think it was from Original Owl, who was in Belinda's chat. She had said whatever, I forget the words exactly and what was this about, but what he was doing was not good for the LGBTQ community. I'm going to say something here to that effect. Okay. He never cared about the LGBTQ community. He may have been gay, maybe even be bi or bi curious, but I don't think he's even alluded to this in the past. He's never given a damn about the politics of LGBTQ. Why would he start now? I remember years ago when he started doing Chick-fil-A mukbangs, and that was right around the time it was discovered. I think there were some homophobic comments made by the higher ups of the Chick-fil-A chain or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the kerfuffle was about. And but suffice to say, I remember Nikocado was getting some hate comments about that. He was getting hate comments, or saying, "What are you doing eating Chick-fil-A? They don't like your community," and that and that. And Nick had said pretty much he didn't care. Nick is in it for himself. Nick is in for Nick. Okay, he doesn't care. Okay, he doesn't care. All the fight. I think Al was more alluding to the fighting he was doing, or what now looks to be probably fake fighting with Orlin, which looked pretty heated or animated, to put it mildly. I think that's what Al was alluding to. Al is certainly free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just it. He doesn't, I've known for years, he doesn't care about those politics about LGBT. He doesn't. He really doesn't. Ah, yes, thank you, Kala. Yeah, because so far my algorithm's been sucking. Thank you, Kala. No, he's in it for himself. He's still in it for himself, and it's clear. I'm going to try and cover up the image of the videos. Look, first of all, I'm not going to react to his eating when he starts eating. I'm not going to react to that because he doesn't really do much other than eat and coo at the bird. The other thing is Mr. Noodle, his bird. And people were wondering where he was. Now, I seem to remember years ago, like he had issues, much like the way Foodie Beauty has visa issues in Kuwait. He was having visa issues in Colombia. Now, I don't know. It's been said that he and Orlin speculated whether he and Orlin are legally married or not. Regardless, the last time I checked with Colombia, they do same gendered marriage is not recognized, not legally anyway in Colombia. So if he and Orlin were legally married, it wouldn't have been recognized, and thus he would have been subject to deportations and visa renewals, I guess. And I'd heard when they decided to move back to the United States, at least longer term, it was alluded to that there was issues with U.S. Customs in bringing the bird and bringing easy for me to say, bringing Mr. Noodle into the United States. It was a problem with U.S. Customs bringing the bird. So the bird, apparently, according to them, had remained with Orlin's family in Colombia. Okay, Kala. Yes. Okay. So I think, and now we see, we see visions, a video, old Nikocado. He's thin. He's got clearer eyes, the white background, just like he was in Colombia. Gotta wonder if he's back there in Colombia. Or did they manage to get U.S. Customs? Or maybe he lied about the U.S. Customs all along with the bird, and they kept the bird out of the room for several years. They kept the bird out of the room. Oh, God. So much, so much. All his trolling of ALR is so much funnier to me now if this is true and he lost the weight. I think he did. There are many also who think that he was wearing a fat suit all the time. I don't think that would have been possible. Let's remember he was always outside in t-shirts and shorts and more, and sometimes even topless. And I think we would have seen like some kind of fabric, like not skin. And I don't know how much sophisticated editing one would have to do to make a fat suit, the fabric of a fat suit, look like, well, regular skin. The other thing is his face. His face was like that, he had the double neck going, he had the double neck going. And the first thing that this reminds me of when he talked about this is a dream and I woke up from a dream. You know what this is giving me visions of? Okay. And the Gen Xers in my chat or those watching in replay, the Gen Xers and the boomers are going to know what I'm talking about. Texas is going to know what I'm talking about. Amber Chick knew what I was talking about. And that is Newhart, the late great Bob Newhart. He had two hit sitcoms, okay, in his career. The first one in the 70s was called The Bob Newhart Show, where he played a psychologist named Dr. Bob Hartley. And he was married to the character played by Suzanne Plachette. And then after that show was over, a few years later, he did Newhart. And Newhart was about an innkeeper, like a former New York City ad executive / how-to writer from New York City. And he and his wife, played by Joanna, played by the late Mary Fran, they go and buy an inn in Vermont. So he becomes Dick Loudon. Now, I think that show lasted longer. It lasted about a good, I think, 6 or 7, maybe if not 8 years. And if anybody remembers the very last Newhart episode, and at the end of that episode, it shows a scene of him in his original bedroom from the Bob Newhart show, in bed with Suzanne Plachette playing his wife on the Bob Newhart show. And it turned out like all 8 years of being a Vermont innkeeper and married to Mary Fran was all a dream. It's all a dream. And this is the first thing that came to my mind. That is exactly the first thing that came to my mind. Hello, hello, Seymour. Hello. Like, what if Orlin in some special effects wanted to be, and that is his art, and this is his art piece? Orlin is, I don't know, Little Boots, and have to grow with him too. Although if he had the right people, I'm sure he could have made a couple made. Yeah, that's the thing. Now as far as what we've seen from Nick, he's done a multitude of collabs over the years, and we would watch him gain weight steadily over the years. He's done a multitude of collabs, namely with Hungry Fat Chick. He's even done a few with his, I don't know, what do you call it, his frenemy, Trisha Paytas. And I wonder if he made them all sign DNCs, do not disclose. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, Belinda. Good to see you in chat. I think that a lot of people are. Yeah. And I think someone would have let it out of the bag. Let's remember what happened with the Stephanie Sue Sak Choi. He did a series of mukbangs on each of their channels. And Stephanie Sue had blown up that Nikocado was creepy. He was behaving inappropriately around her and all of that. So even if he had, and someone like Zach Choi doesn't strike me, because Zach Choi is another one who's in it for himself. And we did learn Zach Choi himself might have been doing the binge, it might be and still be doing the binge purging thing, because, there is that. So, but no, I think he genuinely gained all that weight. I think he did. I think he did it on purpose. I think he did. This was all done purposely. There is a video from 2 years ago. I'm going to use the clip from iNabber because I can't find the original. So iNabber, please do not copyright claim me. And whatever I'm reacting to from Nicocado's channel, I'm going to try and cover up the image, because I remember in the past he is known to copyright claim. Yes, I remember he did that thing about Veronica Wang when she went after Shukbong years ago. But trust me, he's a hypocrite as much as anybody else on this platform is. He is. And he has been known to copyright claim. So I'm going to try and cover up, or, he understands nutrition. It wouldn't be too hard for him to batch recording. Exactly. Like, this took a hell of a lot of patience. 2 fucking years. I realize he's young. And some of us were older, like Belinda and myself. we wouldn't have the patience to pull something like this off, not over a 2-year period. We wouldn't. There you go, Kala. Thank you for putting up Nabber's channel. There we go. Yeah. So we're gonna react to that first part. Yeah, exactly. And I think he did that. I really think he just to keep himself into the algorithm. He did that. The algorithm was starting to drop on him a couple of years back, just like it has on other mukbang channels. Mukbanging, you know, it's a trend that has passed its time. There are people still doing it. We see it from Eric the Electric, for instance, Zach Soy, of course, Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn Reed, I guess, to a lesser degree. I don't know. But yeah, it's his second channel. It's all happening on his second channel for those who are curious about Nikocado. And in Belinda's chat this morning, we saw, because I was saying that I bet his merch, like it's just water weight and all that. I bet his merch is selling like hotcakes. And sure enough, it is. It is. And apparently, I think they're already out of stock of one of his, like the It's Just Water rate. I always get a scamming. Oh, totally, Texas. Totally. Yeah, totally. So this is going to provide some content for a while. He's not like he's containing his own. He's going to be containing his own self-contained online economy there. So, anyways, let's start with. Okay, let's get started because there's. Whoa. All right. Not this. Hang on. Okay, this is from the iNabber. iNabber, please do not copyright claim me. I ask you nicely. Okay. Share screen. All right. It's called Nikocado Tricked the Entire Internet from iNabber. If you want to go check them out. Okay, I'm not going to play his entire video. Okay, I just want to get this clip. All right. I don't know how old this clip is.
I basically play a clip of Nick. In fact, I'm just going to show it right now. But I'm watching this video from 2022 of Nick.
So it's 2 years old. Okay, about when he sort of dropped out. And somebody had asked about the cameos. Well, because he has cameos and he probably makes a lot of money doing the cameos. How would he have, if he was doing a fat suit or any of this? Because it's one thing to make his former mukbang YouTube collaborator sign non-disclosures. But are you going to tell me it's possible to get a bunch of people paying for his cameos to all keep mum? No. So for this to have worked, he would have had to have taken time off doing cameos. That's the only way for this to have worked the way that it has. All right.
Saying that he is one step ahead of everyone, and this has now aged to a complete different degree because of what Nick says in his video. I feel like Nick released this video in 2022 and knew that he was then going to start his weight loss journey.
Yeah, now that I look at it, yeah, I'm in agreement there. I'm in agreement there. Let me get my phone so I can see the chat. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Kala. Pretty much. Hey, Lex, good to see you. All right. Well, have a good day. I love farmers markets myself. So have a good day over there and drive safely. Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
But yeah, just watch this and then we're going to react to Nicocado's video.
Poor iNabber working like that to put together an edit 7.5 hour video. It had to have taken him many months, if not a year, to do it. I wonder how he's feeling now after that. But like I said, this is an addendum that he put up this morning. It's not from his 7-hour video. Okay. Don't mind the noise in the background. Mr. Me is getting his day started. Okay.
I thought it would be a splendid idea to go out and get some food and film it for you. Gee, are you surprised? Have you forgotten the story?
I think many people would have, because let's be real, many of us who watch, many of us have short attention spans. And that's the other thing I think he was counting on for this that's the other way for it to have worked.
Are you not paying attention?
Sam, good to see you.
After all, you're here to consume, are you not?
Not wrong. He's not wrong.
I've been played for 7 hours straight. Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I can't help it. Because Never seems like a nice guy. I've watched him. I've watched his videos, and he seems to work hard on his edits and all that stuff. Oh my God, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. I do. I'm sorry I'm laughing at you, Never. I really don't. I don't need to. I've got mad respect for you too for the work you put in. Oh God, I feel bad for you though. I know it doesn't seem like it now, but I really do feel bad for you.
Yeah, and that has actually aged quite well because I have been played. We've all been played because Nikocado Avocado has uploaded this video right here titled 2 Steps Ahead. And to say this video is a shock is a bit of an understatement for the entire world, but also for me. I've seen a lot of people
say to see Never taking it in stride though. He seems to be taking it well. Yeah. I mean, if it were somebody else, possibly, and the day is still young. The weekend's still young. There might be others who are going to come out super mad at him, whether it's people who reacted to him, people who watched him regularly over the years, or people who bought his cameos. Yeah, or his collaborators. Yeah, his collaborators.
Saying, how did you guys not see this? But honestly, I don't really think anybody could have seen this. And I feel like it's only a justification, a fairness to Nick for me to sit through this as punishment for, I guess, 25 minutes, well, at least the main parts, and watch what he has to say. I've not watched this. This is going to be my first reaction to the whole thing.
Okay,
I'll make myself a little bit smaller. Take this as like a live stream in video format. I never do videos like this, so this is some monumental stuff for the bonus chapter of my video. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but let's just get into this.
Okay, is there any more of this clip?
2 steps ahead.
Here we go.
And just this is where I think Nikocado began his 2-year hiatus. So the video ends pretty much in 2022 from when the majority of the things that we speak about, because I go on to say,
I can't help but think that his comeback, his so-called comeback, it coincides. It's like not even a week after Never uploaded his 7-hour video. Okay, we're going to get out of Never and we're going to play Nicocado's original stream. I got to figure out how to get around, because Nikocado does copyright claim. He does. All right. He does copyright claim his audio. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. No, Never will be okay. He'll be okay. I just sort of feel bad because of all the work he put into it. Like, can you imagine? I don't have patience to sit around I barely have the patience to sit around and edit a 5-minute video. For some of my IRL friends, what I do is I edit videos, customize videos for their birthdays, And I barely, like a 2-3 minute, I barely have the patience to put together and do that, let alone a 7-hour video. Plus all the research and going back into the lore, finding a bunch of deleted videos from his early vegan days, finding the clips, God. Yeah, but there we go. And like I said, I don't believe it's a fat suit. I don't believe he's had weight loss surgery either, because I've met people with weight loss surgery, and we've seen the pictures, the after pictures of people who went through my 600-pound life. They have a certain appearance to them, as opposed to somebody who lost the weight naturally. And it's the same thing for those who take Ozempic and they lost a lot of weight over Ozempic. There's a certain, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know how to verbalize it, but there's a certain look they have. I don't know if any of you in chat can follow what I'm trying to say. And 2 years off, as Belinda pointed out earlier, 2 years off to lose 250, 10 pounds a month on average, give or take into account the plateaus that always inevitably happen. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think it is. Plus, you got to keep in mind, okay, most of us who watch myself or Belinda or Gore World are middle-aged women, okay, whose metabolisms, for the most part, are shot to hell. Mine is, I know. Okay. He is a man under the age of 30. Okay. Barely or just hitting 30. He's a young man, a young male. His metabolism would be a lot faster than, say, ours or Belinda or Yaba. Yes, Yaba, looking at you. You know, his metabolism would be a lot faster. And that would also explain why he wouldn't have loose skin. And as Belinda had pointed out, most of his weight was in his midsection and his face and his neck. He's 32. Well, he's under 35. He's a male under 35, right? So his metabolism would be super fast. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It does. Hey, yeah, it does. It does. Is that the real Russ? Is that the real Russ in my chat? Okay. But yeah. Okay. All right, let's go. So we're gonna react. All right, hell with it. We'll take a chance. Hopefully he doesn't copyright claim. All right. It's called 2 Steps Ahead. That was his comeback video. Okay, that was his comeback video. Okay. All right, here we go.
This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life.
I'm not going to disagree. I think of anybody's life, really. It's left with oh God. He's about to have his own self-contained economy again. Now, like, even he realized by the time 2022 rolled around, there's only so much eating vast quantities of fast food and crying and screaming and fighting with Orlin, sometimes rather physical fighting with Orlin, that the audience can take. And even by the time COVID rolled around and we were all stuck indoors watching YouTube, the algorithm on mukbangs was starting to bottom out. He knew how to play the algorithm. He knew. He and Orlin probably batch recorded a bunch of videos just to keep his channels in the algorithm. He started a shorts channel, which is probably clips from his long form videos, so just enough to keep him in the algorithm. Okay.
It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories.
Still, even when you're feeling elated like that, and especially when you're young and Nick strikes, that takes mad patience. That does. That takes mad patience.
Rivalries where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence. Thirsty for distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time.
Okay. Hey, Tank Girl. Good to see you. Hey, Mischief. Good to see you, too. Let me go back. By 40, your metabolism is your worst enemy, particularly if you're a woman, Sam. Trust me, particularly if you're a woman. Oh, yeah, I watched it too, Amber. I wonder if he watched that episode of Newhart. I have to wonder if he watched that last episode of Newhart. I really have to wonder. I think he had a real health scare and he was forced to lose weight. Now he's claiming experiment. That's entirely possible. I mean, we had seen him running around in compression stockings and CPAP masks and, what else? He was riding around in motor scooters at Walmart or Target. It's possible. I thought Nikocado died or some horrible issues. Not going to lie, I'm happy for him for losing weight. There we go. Hey, Ocala. Agreed. I feel he acted like a fool, found out, and now social experiment. I don't know. I think he had this planned all along. I mean, it's his timing with all this stuff. His timing is impeccable. Like in 2022, he saw that his own algorithm was starting to bottom out. I took a look at his shorts channel. There are a lot of shorts he had that didn't even get 1,000 views. So his algorithm too was starting to bottom. I think he saw it. Yeah, I think he bottomed out his algorithm like they all did. Look at Trisha Paytas. She was a McBarner. Her algorithm. Do we hear from her anymore? Even with all her trolling and her drama, do we really hear from her anymore? Even having a baby didn't bring her algorithm up.
Time.
And that's the other reason why I think, even if he did have all his collaborators, like anybody he did collabs with, the Hungry Fat Chick and so on, Carly Steele, Trailer Trash Tammy, aka Chelsea Lynn. You honestly think he would have gotten Stephanie Sue or Zach Choi or Trisha Paytas to sign a non-disclosure? Absolutely not. They would have told him what to do with it. They would have told him, yeah.
It's brilliant. And it's dangerous.
Not wrong.
I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. It's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these.
Oh no, I don't. As I said earlier, Sam, before you came in, I don't believe he's a good person. Don't get me wrong. Do I like him as a person? Of what everything I've seen and every variation of him, I don't like him. But I gotta give this is. I believe it is the social experiment. His timing and everything. His timing is always dead on.
Lost and bored people. People consuming anything that they're told to consume.
Isn't that what they said years ago about television? You know, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s about television and advertising? Anybody as old like me remembers that? Tell me in the chat.
So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year.
This is cryptic, Nick. Cryptic, Nick.
For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain, stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants, influence the ants, brainwash the ants. You are the ants.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Today I woke up from a very long dream.
And this is where I started getting vibes of that last episode of Newhart. You know, that very last scene where we see him waking up with Suzanne Plachette with the bedroom set of the old Bob Newhart show. This is where exactly where I started getting those vibes. Yeah. No, it's
And I
not
also
wrong,
woke up
Amber. Not wrong.
having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday.
And here's the other thing. He's obviously not weight training because he would have muscular tone. If you notice, his arms are pretty skinny and he would have some muscular tone. So he's obviously not weight training, that's for sure. He's not working out.
People were calling me fat and sick and boring and irrelevant. People are the most messed up creatures on the entire planet. And yet I've still managed to stay
Not wrong.
2 steps ahead.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Look, I remember years ago, people would react all the time to Nikocado, myself included. But then, people just stopped reacting to him because, it's the same thing. Like I said, how much more can you watch him overeating, having food fights with Orlin, screaming and crying with Orlin? Like, there's only so much. You know what I mean? There's only so much. Nobody was reacting. It's like, not only was the views going down and the algorithm bottoming out, nobody's reacting to him anymore, even. No one. He actually did what Yaba claimed she was doing when her camera was turned off all that time. Shit is hilarious to me. I know. But he never turned his camera off because his brand absolutely relied on him being on camera all the time. And even Orlin, yeah.
Everyone joke's on you.
Yep, it is. It is on us. There we go. Bird. Mr. Noodle.
Mr. Noodle, you're so cute.
And it's funny because Inabber in his 7-hour video, he has a chapter in there about the pets, like what happened to Mr. Noodle. And I do remember, like I said earlier in the stream, that there, according to him, Nikocado himself, there were issues trying to get the bird past U.S. customs, and hence why they left the bird with Orland's family back in Colombia. Okay. And I wonder if he's back in Colombia, because he's back, look, like the white wall, although there's another setting that he had in Colombia, which is another white wall, but more like exposed brick, whereas this is a smooth wall. And it could well be a green screen too. Maybe the issues with customs on bringing the bird resolved themselves, or maybe the bird was always in the United States all along, but the bird was put in another room. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Yeah.
Oh.
He had a sloth, Kala. He had a sloth. But I think what ended up happening was the sloth attacked him. And they had to give it to somebody. They had to give it away. The sloth had to be rehomed or sent. I don't know. But yeah, that's what ended up happening. The sloth attacked him.
Oh, you're so, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a pretty
you're
bird.
so cute.
It is a pretty bird.
Yeah. You like that. You look like a big green ball. Yeah, you look like a big green avocado, which is my favorite fruit ever. Yeah. Oh, you're a good bird. Oh,
There he is.
Noodle. I knew you like that. You miss me so much. You miss me so much. I know. It was 8 years separate. Or longer. I know. How many
Or maybe the bird never left. They just put the bird in another room.
years was it? How many years? Tell me. How many years were we separate for? Too many.
Yeah, it was a sloth.
I know, my baby. I had no choice. I had no choice. But
Thank
Daddy's
you,
back.
Vanessa.
We're back home. Should be do. We're home. Hello.
Scooby-Doo.
We're back home. Should be do. And I'm back here with all of you. And it was a long 8 years, wasn't it? It was a long 8 years. And I didn't think that it would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream that, yeah, it was like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream. It was just a dream, Mr. Noodle, wasn't it? Yeah. It feels like a bad dream.
Yeah.
But we woke up. We woke up.
Yeah, here we go. I'm getting shades of Bob Newhart and Suzanne Plachette. Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. We're so excited. We woke up. Yeah.
Yes, we woke up.
We woke up from the bad dream. And
I tell you.
And Mr. Noodle is back. And here we are. We're back home, Shooby-Doo. Say good morning, Mr. Noodle. Hey, how's it going?
Back to that tropical music, he would have to begin.
Welcome to my studio for the second time. They don't know that we did this yesterday, but I'm actually going to tell them we did this yesterday. We are redoing the video because my file got corrupted. I don't know how. And it had like an error mark on it when I was editing it. I'm like, oh my God. But this is the universe telling me.
Yeah. And it looks like it's home cooked, though. Those noodles look like they're home cooked. They don't come from a restaurant. Yeah.
Right?
Home cooked.
Right, Mr. Noodle? You are so cute. How's it going, Mr. Noodle? Did you miss me? Did you miss all the peasants? Hey, it's been like 8 years. You can say,
Calls us peasants. I'm not bothered by that. I am a peasant. Personally, I am a peasant. It is what it is. I'm not bothered by that.
hi.
I'm just starting to learn to talk. I don't recall this bird talking before. I don't recall this bird talked before.
Put little pieces here and there when I'm editing this for you guys to kind of see what we did yesterday, which was black bean noodles. But we're going to do it again for a second time. These are my favorite spicy noodles of all time. If I had to choose one, it would be black bean noodles, wouldn't it, Mr. Noodle? I love them. They're so good. And these come from a Chinese Korean place.
Let's see something else. I'm not interested in the noodles. Because I'm not going to play the mukbanging. I'm not going to
They
play
make them hand pulled and they stretch them out by hand. You can see them in the restaurant going like this.
Let's go to a second video. Let's go to his second video on his channel. Okay. Yeah, let's go to his second video. All right. 2 steps ahead. Oh, he got rid of it. He had a second video. He got rid of it. Oh, damn. Yeah, he got rid of his second video. Yeah, because he had a second video. Damn, he got rid of it. Unless it's on a different channel. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is it. It's on it. Okay. So the first one is on his first original Nikocado channel. This one's on his second channel. Hang on. Okay, so he's going to be using both channels. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Nikocado 2.
Linda. Yeah, the first one. I didn't notice that the first video I played was off his original first channel. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right, so here's the second video.
This is my second channel, and I hope you consider subscribing because I don't even know if people like me or...
I unsubbed from him years ago, but I'm now subbed again because I really want to see how this unfolds. Like I said, he's not going to. He's going to play it. He's going to play the algorithm. He's going to play he's going to play all of us. So he's only going to release just a little at a time, just enough to leave, much like soap operas, I guess. Much like soap. Well, that's what YouTube drama is. It's the modern day. It's the 21st century version of soap operas. There we go. Oh, Kala, thank you for putting the channel in. Thank you.
If they want to hear from me.
Yes, Amber. Yes,
I haven't made a video for like 2 years. And this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So
okay, got it.
I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week. So yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
No, he's going to stretch this out. He knows. Look, he knows the mukbang thing alone is not going to work anymore. Not going to know. I don't think we're going to see Orlin for a while. If at all, if we're going to see Orlin, it's probably going to be several videos ahead, if we're going to see him at all. Like I said, he's just going to release a little at a time to keep us wanting more. That's what he's going to do.
Mr. Noodle loves his morning back scratches. Yes, you do. Oh, you love it. He gets so
I love as he switches from the cryptic troll to being this lovey-dovey bird owner, this lovey-dovey bird owner. Yeah.
Excited. He loves being pet. Today we're having cheesy ramen noodles.
Okay, yeah. Where's Lord?
They are actually going to be weak.
Yeah, anybody remember if this bird used to talk? I don't remember it used to talk.
Pasta noodles, not ramen. And Mr. Noodle's going to be joining me. And you're going to eat with me, aren't you? Yes, you are, Mr. Noodle. Ah, he's so cute. So, welcome to my second channel. Good morning. Come here. Yeah. So I'm going to actually make the ramen in the spaghetti in a couple of hours after I wake up a little bit more. And thank you for being here.
Right.
Let's get started.
He is got a little more of a spring to his step, though, doesn't he? Yeah, like the clearer eyes and all that. And he does have spring. He does have some spring to his step. Yeah, he does.
Oh, you're so cute. Want more back scratches? You want more back scratches? Yes, Mr. Noodle. You love your pet.
Go back. So he's not going to reveal anything more now. He's going to go back. He's going to eat the noodles, basically to collect the money on the ads and all that. But I think he's smart enough to know. He's definitely smart enough to know that the mukbang trend is over. It's done. It's truly done.
Feathers, pet? Yes, you do. You love your feathers, pet? Yes, you do. Oh, Mr. Noodle, you're so cute.
I have to wonder if some of the collaborators knew about it. They were in on the whole thing. Like Hungry Fat Chick. I think if he ever had one actual friend out of everybody he's collabed with, it would be Hungry Fat Chick. I don't think he actually was friends with anybody else that he ever collabed with. But I think he was actually friends with Hungry Fat Chick. She was probably his best friend. Thank you for posting the channels column. That's appreciated.
Yay.
Okay, we got
I
it.
love you.
Yes, I know. I know. You love the bird. We know. You love yourself even more. We know that too. You love yourself most.
I love you, Mr. Noodle. Yes, I do. I love
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I love you. I missed you. Hey, Mr.
Okay. And we're gonna turn. And on that note, I really don't feel like watching the bird eat noodles, and I don't want to see him. I do not want to see him. Okay. There we go. Thank you for putting the links to my PayPal if you wish to support the channel without the YouTube troll coming in. Yes, please rest assured I keep all your information confidential. And yeah, and I send you a nice little thank you note. There we go. All right, let's get rid of this. Okay. So we're not going to. Okay. There we go. So this is the thing people are speculating. And Belinda was speculating much about it in her chat this morning. Is he going to use his experience to help, say, a Hungry Fat Chick or Amberlynn Reed? Okay. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no for a few reasons. Number one, he's never liked, like I've heard him talking. He never really, but he's alluded. He's never liked Foodie Beauty. He doesn't look. He doesn't give me the impression that he cares about people he supposedly likes, let alone people he doesn't like. And he has alluded that he does not like Chantal. He said he used to like Amberlynn, but there was some kind of falling out, from what I understand. I think Amberlynn Reed did a video about that. That's out. If there is only one friend he has online, it's Hungry Fat Chick. But I don't think he's gonna know. And even then, at this time, I don't think Hungry Fat Chick is actually receptive to advice or help on weight loss. And as it was talked about before, and Hungry Fat Chick, Candy herself had said, the weight loss journey doesn't make money. It wasn't making her money. She wasn't able to pay her bills. Yeah, it's a secret wish, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it, Kala. Here's the thing. Candy is not, she might be a little more duplicitous than what we see of her on camera, but not that duplicitous. I don't believe she is that duplicitous. And I remember years ago, what was it? There were people who suggested that if Charlie Gold had stuck to the weight loss content back in the day when she got her push from Alan Roberts and Obese to Beast and all that. And here it is. No, the answer is no. That's why she had switched to the fat on fat crime, reacting to Chantal and Amberlynn. I don't approve of that. That's why I never liked her. It's the hypocrisy. But truth of the matter is, the studies have shown, yeah, fat on fat crime is a thing. And studies have shown that fat women do not view themselves in a sisterhood with other fat women. They slam other fat women as different from them. So there is that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna say no. He's not out here to help other people on a weight loss journey. He's not here for that. I don't think it would make him any money. He's too much of a troll to have that kind of, to even get such credibility. And like I said, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about his own community, the would-be LGBTQ. I already pointed that out with the whole Chick-fil-A thing when he was doing the Chick-fil-A McDonald's. He is in it for himself. That is it. He is in it for his money and the clout. That is it. It is. I got to say, it was a dangerous thing to do for him to pack on all that weight and live on nothing but junk food. I mean, going from extremes, from being a raw, like an underweight raw vegan to eating copious amounts of greasy fried foods. There we go. Of course it is. It's the fatties that love pretending they're doing better than each other. Exactly. When they're exactly the same. It's easier to project instead of reflect. Exactly. That's why I never liked all of them. Never liked all of them. It's pretty funny. And I had talked about it with somebody in another chat in a smaller channel. That since the spring, I had often played with the idea of writing a book, an ebook. Okay, writing an ebook about my own YouTube experiences. I would call myself the failed YouTuber, the misadventures of a failed YouTuber, And I always thought Goro World should be studied and pieces written about them, honestly, because I always felt it was pathological. But I thought, hey, what's the next best thing? Write a book about it. I keep deciding, like, oh, I want to do it. And then, like, nah, who the hell is going to read it anyway? And why would I put in all that work? Who the hell is going to read it? You know what I mean? And who reads books these days? Who the hell reads many books nowadays? Huh? We're in a life of video. Hey, Dimaru, good to see you. You would, Amber? I appreciate it. Yeah, but, like, who the hell would read a book that I would write? But it would be mostly about my own observations as well and how I evolve. Because truth be told, YouTube has changed me, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't really want to discuss. But yeah, but I was just mentioning the book. It's like, imagine if I were to do such a book, this Nikocado thing would be definitely the last chapter. It would definitely be included. You think so, Carlo? You think they read ebooks? I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, no, I don't believe he's going to help other people lose weight. I don't think he's out to be an inspirational figure at all. That's not what he's here for. He's here to troll and get his money. That's what he's there for. But I gotta say, mad props to the patience. 2 years. 2 freaking years. And the timing of everything. He sees his algorithm bottoming out. He sees the mukbang trend ending, coming to a slow trickle. He sees it. He takes the time off, loses the weight. He might well have had a health scare. It probably did happen. His doctor probably gave him a fright. But then again, there are a lot of people, the doctor gives them a fright. Oh, you got to quit smoking. Your lungs are bad, or we're seeing a tumor. You got to quit smoking. And people don't. They get full-blown lung cancer and they still don't quit smoking. It's an addiction problem. Illness doesn't cure addiction. Remember years ago with Amberlynn Reed, people were wondering why was she still eating when she had the cancer scare? And there was somebody in the chat who was a regular in our community. We haven't seen her in ages. Anybody remember Anti-Apocalypse? Anybody remember? Belinda would remember her. Belinda would remember Anti-Apocalypse. Maybe Kala and Lil Boots would too. Yeah. Lil Boots yeah. Anti-Apocalypse used to say, cancer does not cure addiction. And that would be the same thing. Now, it is possible a doctor scared him straight. But then again, I don't know. I don't know either way. Is he going to reveal that? Not right away, that's for sure. Yeah, he was. He was, absolutely. He was an underweight, like quite an evolution or devolution, whatever you want to call it, from being an underweight, scrawny, raw mukbang. Like, not only was he a raw vegan, he was living on fruit. Of course he wasn't doing well, on that kind of diet. Nobody does because, look, I'm a vegan, but I don't live on just fruit. I don't even live on just raw food. I do cook and raw, and that's why I survive. Exactly. That person had a few different counts. Miss you, person. I miss her too, Anti-Apocalypse. I miss her too, Boots. Yeah. But yeah, Anti-Apocalypse used to say, so illness doesn't always cure addiction. We go on drugs, you become a drug addict. Look, if you have another overdose or this happens, You might not be so lucky. A lot of people don't get scared straight. You know what I mean? Take a look at Booty Beauty, for instance. I'm sure doctors in both Canada and Kuwait have told her, but she's an addict. She's an addict. What can I say? It's not going to cure. And the words that Anti-Apocalypse used to say, cancer does not cure addiction, ring true. Yeah. I lost you after your flowers account. Yeah. She had a flowers account, didn't she? Yeah. She did have a flowers account. But like I said, yeah, I'm not as optimistic. I know Belinda would like to see, like a nice arc, more of a redemption arc. And there are some that are claiming redemption arc. And I've got to ask you why. Why would you see a redemption arc? I don't. I'm sorry. Weight loss or physical or improvements to your physical visual appearance is not a redemption arc. It's not redemption, but it goes to overall, we do live in a very shallow society, don't we? And especially women. Especially women. I would love to see a woman pull off what Nikocado did. That's what I would like to see. Because the fact is that overweight women are viewed upon with more hatred than overweight men. That is just fact. Because even all those years, if you looked at Nick's comment section, yeah, they were saying, slow down, dude, you're not looking good or whatever. But never have I seen the visceral hatred, even with Hungry Fat Chick. She may not have gotten the hate that, say, Amberlynn or Foodie do, but she got her hate too. Look at a lot of the contestants from My 600-Pound Life. And they come on social media. They cut their TikTok or their YouTube accounts. They get hate too if they don't succeed. Why do you suppose? I would never recommend, particularly women, don't put your weight loss journey online. Don't do it. Because the moment you fail, the hate comes in. Yeah. You don't think so, Daimaru? But I do know that women are hurt more. Birds are a commitment. Nick proven he's able to commit. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, that's assuming the bird was with him all along. Because I do remember, before you came in, Little Boots, I do seem to remember before he and Orland decided to move back to the United States from Colombia for good, there appeared to have been issues at U.S. Customs not allowing them to bring the bird back then, and that the bird was staying with Orland's family back in Colombia. But which is true, I don't know. I don't know. He said something about being apart from the bird for a while. Yeah, he did. But who knows what he says is true either, Like, that's the thing with somebody with Nikocado. It always was like this. It's still like this today. And that's his goal, to leave people confused. That is his goal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still conducted, or at least thinks he's conducting this social experiment in his mind. Really don't. Yeah, these birds do live very old, Little Boots. They do. They do live very old. Yeah. Oh, I know he loves that bird. I know he does. No, I know he does. I think the sloth was a bad idea, honestly. I always knew that was never going to end well when he had the sloth. I knew that was never going to end well. And it didn't, and it did. Oh, well, no, and nobody's suggesting. And I think he knows. I mean, he's still going to eat on camera, but if anything, for other reasons, it's going to be to stretch out his videos so he can get more mid-roll ads. That's what that's about. It's filler, if you will. It's filler. That's all it is at this point. It's filler. Like early in his videos, what I see happening in the early videos, he's just going to release just a little snippet of what's going on. Just enough to keep people curious and confused and speculating, and possibly even getting people reacting to him more. He had a sloth, had Little Boots. Apparently the sloth ended up attacking him. And that's why they had to rehome the sloth. Yeah, the sloth ended up attacking him. Yeah. He had a sloth. Yeah. Not gonna lie, the sloth was cute, but let's be real, sloths are meant to live in the wild. They are not domesticated animals. They are not meant to be domesticated. Neither did I. But apparently it did. But you gotta see those claws have got to be pretty sharp, right? Because they sleep and they hang on to trees, right? Yeah. So I'm sure those claws can do serious damage to human skin. I'm pretty sure that's possible, you know. Um, yeah. But no, I don't think he's going to help anybody. He's not going to inspire anybody. It's not his mission statement. It's not what he's going to do. It's not what he's about. Nick, at the end of the day, only cares about Nick and maybe his bird. Yeah, maybe his bird. Yeah. They're just they're just so slow, just move away. I'm not sure what happened. I don't even know if the attack was filmed. We did see the aftermath where Nikocado was in the emergency room, and yeah, he had some cuts. He had some cuts happening. I think so, but I don't think we saw the. I don't know. Was it actually filmed, the actual attack? I don't remember. I don't think so. If I were to guess. But yeah, no, but back to what I was saying. Nikocado is out for Nikocado. I don't think he sees himself as having friends, certain, except for maybe Hungry Fat Chick. But at this stage of the game, Hungry Fat Chick is not going to. I don't think she wants to at this point. Obese to Beast did a good video about her recently, and he was acknowledging, she's trapped in a catch-22. Let's say she were to start losing weight. She's not going to make the money that she does if she were eating big food, because let's face it, the other category of people, men and women, who might like watching fat women is the fetish of watching big women eating big food. That's the fetish crowd, Google says that can be deadly. It's not up to him to be an inspiration. No, and it's not. It's really not. I think as long as he's healthy and happy and not trying to start. Oh, he will. He will, Daimaru. Until he's tired of this, he will. Yeah. Oh no, he will. Because it's what he does. It's his raison d'être. It's what he does. Oh no, he will. No, it's not for him. He's not going to inspire anybody. He's not even going to try. He doesn't care. I don't think he cares at all. He cares about himself, and that is it. And like I said, for this to have worked, I think he would have had to have taken a break from doing cameos. Honestly, it's the only way. He would have had to have taken a break from doing cameos, or he would have had Orland doing the cameos. He's indisposed of at the moment, but he told me to tell you. But that's the only way this would have worked. Yeah, it's the only way it would have worked. But damn, No, I think he's enjoying it. Like right now, he's enjoying this, Daimaru. He is enjoying this. The cryptic tone that he has, the cryptic Nick, I think he's enjoying this. He is going to stretch this out. He's only going to release one little tidbit. Like I said, if we're going to see Orland at all, and I mean at all, it's not going to be for a while. I would say at least a week, if at all. We're not going to see Orland on camera before then. Is everybody enjoying this? Some of us are. To be truthful, Daimaru, some of us are. Others are confused. Others, I'm sure, are mad. Yeah. Others, I'm sure, are mad. And that's how I feel, basically. He's going to... Oh, my God. And it sort of also reminds me, like I said, for those just joining in, I conducted my own little online social experiment, but it was not on YouTube. It was long before I went on YouTube. It was with dating sites about 8 years ago. It was dating sites. I was trolling them. I was trolling the Facebook Montreal singles groups. I was trolling the ever-loving shit out of them, you know? Because I'll say one thing about trolling, and I'm a bad troll. I'm bad at it. Getting better. I'm getting better. I like to think I'm getting better at it, okay? But there was one thing when you troll and you play this game, you actually see what comes out. It is one of the best ways to find out what comes out. Oh, had to jump on my phone. I'm having, oh, okay. Thank you, Kala. That's okay. Better than the social experiment being how long until his heart gives out. What? There was, I remember this. Oh, God. What's her name? Kate something or other. She's a British journalist or reporter or talk show host. What is her name? Kay Hopkins, I think her name was. She's a British right-wing commentator. She did an experiment on herself years ago. She purposely gained weight. She had purposely gained weight because she wanted to see how long it would take or how easy or how hard it would be for her to lose it to get back to her original size. I have to wonder if Nick watched that too. This is years ago. Yeah, I think her name was Kate Hopkins, a right-wing political commentator from the UK. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be great. No more excuses, bad acceptance retards. I am get into that another time. I'll get into that another time. All the girl world fatties too are going to read. Probably Boots. Probably. We're gonna see the other reactors. I mean, there are other reactors in Gore World who reacted to Nick too. Alex is shook, Zachary Michael. Oh, I'm sure they're going to be reeing into the abyss too. Both of them are going to be reeing into the abyss. And I'll love seeing it. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, it is. It is indeed, Amber. Yeah. To be fair, erratic weight swings are terrible for the heart. They are. They are. That's one of the reasons why I always hated my 600-pound life. Always. Because I thought that diet, like straight from they're going from their usual 10,000 whatever calories to the next day almost, whoops, 1,200. And I always felt that set them up for failure. Yeah, and that set them up for failure. The diet's extreme, and I have to wonder. Yeah. I think he will maintain it though, because I don't think he has a self-control. No, I don't think I don't think we're going to see him that big again. Honestly, no. And I don't even see this as a redemption arc. Okay. Like many will, simply because he lost the weight. And one thing this proves, which is kind of the extension of the social experiment I pulled on the dating sites and the singles groups. People are shallow. People are shallow. They're superficial. Particularly with women, though. Particularly with women. With all the years of feminism and all that, more things advance, the more backwards they become. Never more than ever now. Women are measured first and foremost by their looks. Men, but to a lesser degree. To a lesser degree. Yeah. So, yeah, there is no redemption arc for me, since I'm not going to judge a redemption arc by weight loss. Like, look, Charlie Gold lost all her weight. Okay, big deal to me. She's still a rotten human being. To me, she's still a rotten human being. She always will be. A redemption arc is actually something more of a personality thing, more of a life lesson learned. And I don't think, and at this point, I think Nick is teaching us. I don't think he's learning. He's the one teaching us. It's us that's learning. So, no, I don't see any redemption arc with him at all. If anything, I see him as more duplicitous. But I have mad respect for it. The patience it took, the time it took, batch recording all these videos, just enough to keep his channels on the algorithm and to get some of that passive AdSense revenue. I got to give him mad props for this. That's a hell of a thing he pulled off. I have respect for that. I do. But I don't like him. I don't like him as a person. And if anything, I think he's even worse as a human being. That's what I think. Yeah. She's still a big one. Yeah, he can only get that redemption from me if he whips Amber into shape. You see, this is not where I don't care if he does or if he doesn't. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But I want to see, for a redemption arc, I want to see him be a better person. Would he help his fellow man, for instance? Would he help his fellow man? Doing the right thing. That kind of thing. You know? Hey, I'd like to hear him play the violin again. If anybody ever heard Nikocado play the violin, he's a hell of a talented violin player. He is. But I do remember he said why he stopped doing the violin videos because number one, there were copyright issues. Because usually when you're trained to play an instrument like the violin, that means you're classically trained. Okay? Nobody writes classical music anymore. Nobody writes classical music. So they usually play the classics. So yeah, some of them lost, some of them don't have copyright, but some of the old composers, their descendants, have still copyrights on them, And the other thing was, I don't think he was getting the views. Yeah. If you can say anything about Nick, yeah, he commits. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see more Bird, but I don't think we're going to see more violin. I don't think we're going to see more violin. I think we're going to see more Bird. Yeah. Well, probably not, LOL. So I hope he goes. Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly, he's not here to help or inspire people. Nick is Nick. He will help himself. He will help himself before anybody else. Okay. I honestly believe he's a very self-centered, egotistical, egomaniacal individual. I really believe that. No, he's not going to help any. He helps himself. He's not going to. He doesn't. Like I said, he doesn't have to inspire. He's not there for that. He's troll. And even if we thought he was going to try and inspire people, people are still going to think he's trolling because he's known as troll. He's known for drama. He's known for drama. He's going to continue in that vein, being dramatic. Trying to tell my grandson the games on his phone will rot his brain. He's not convinced. Hey, my dad used to tell me when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, my dad used to tell me all the time, don't watch TV. The TV's going to rot your brain. It'll make your brain soft. It'll turn your brain into mush. My dad, who was a high school teacher, he was a legendary high school teacher, used to tell us that all the time. And as such, he used to restrict the TV watching for me and my brother. He would restrict our television watching. Yeah. So there's that. And like I said, jury's still out if I'm writing my ebook or not. Not sure. I don't know. It's like I have so much to say. I don't know how to organize it. I am dyslexic after all, so organizing thoughts is not my strong suit. And you've seen me go off on tangents on my streams. Dyslexic brain at work, kids. Dyslexic brain at work. Like I wouldn't even know how to create an outline for such a thing. But if I were to write such an ebook, Nikocado, there would be definitely another chapter on Nikocado on this. Definitely be a chapter. And the phones games make me mad because they are 80%. I know, right, Maru? I know. Or here's the other thing that pisses me off about playing some games. If any of you play games like particularly Candy Crush, when you get advanced to a certain point, the more you advance at a certain point, like Candy Crush or Candy Crush Soda, you end up having to pay for things. You have to pay for boosters or extra lives to get through these levels. And the higher up you go, the more you need to buy things to get through levels. Yeah. What would the title be? My YouTube world, the tales of a failed social media personality. Yeah. No, the misadventures of a failed social media personality. That's what I would call it. It's a long title. It would be like my YouTube world, and then because there's always a subtag, with a lot of books. The misadventures of a failed social media personality. Oh, really, Angelica? Ah. I always ask my nieces, like, how are they having fun when it's just like making a potion and it's still all ads? I'm not sure, Dimaru. Not sure. I'll be honest. You know when I play the most video games or played? It's at the hospital. When I'm at the hospital or waiting around in the ER. Because frankly, what else is there to do to pass the time? Really? What else is there to do? Wi-Fi sucks. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to make some tea soon. Real tea, not YouTube tea. I mean actual hot tea to drink for my tickly throat. Yeah, that's what I would have to do. Anyways, yeah. So that's what I think. That's my 2 cents. It is, isn't it, Dimaru? It is. That's my 2 cents. Like I said, I think Nick is duplicitous. He proved that again. He is a troll. And I think he out-trolled Trisha Paytas. There are many who had said that he had learned from his master, Trisha Paytas, in this case. But he out-trolled Trisha Paytas. Let's be real. He out-trolled everybody. He out-trolls even the biggest tea. I drink green tea, Dimaru. I drink a lot of green tea. And there's another one I drink, which is lemon and ginger. And of course, I drink coffee. No, I drink my tea plain. No milk, no sugar. I drink my tea plain. Yeah. I drink my tea plain. Although if I'm drinking iced tea, sometimes I'll put the hot tea, like the hot tea, let the bags brew. Put the hot tea in a container, and then I run a bottle of water through my soda stream, and I have it carbonated, like carbonated iced tea. That's what I do. I like that, you know. I run my bottle through the soda stream. Yeah. But hell, that is bigger than the social experiment I pulled on dating sites and on the Facebook singles group. That beats it. I've got mad respect for him. And anybody who's going to cry and say they were insulted at him calling us, calling his audience, calling his audience, God, I forget all the words. But some of those people who are going to get all insulted and feel a certain way probably should look at them in the mirror. I don't feel insulted by him at all because he's not wrong. He wasn't wrong. Yeah. Oh, you know it too, Dimaru. You tried the Montreal singles groups. Oh, yeah. I trolled the hell out of them for years, Dimaru. The Montreal singles groups. But the way I view it, they had it coming. They had it coming. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not offended. Like I said, I'm not offended. But like I said, folks, don't hold out too much hope for Nick. I think he knows that there's a new phase in his life is coming up. I think he knows his YouTube career is over pretty much. I think he's just going to have it. He's going to continue to have his one last hurrah. I don't think it's going to last too long either. And like I said, he's just going to release little snippets, just enough to keep us in suspense and to confuse us more and to get us talking. Just enough. Yeah. But I don't think he's going to extend that longer. To be truthful, I think he's made his money. Like I said, years ago, I checked what his worth was for the hell of it. And the guy's a millionaire, at least on paper. He's set for life. He is set for life. And like I said, even if he were to try to inspire, like someone like a Foodie Beauty or Amberlynn Reed, and it was discussed on Belinda's stream this morning, even if they were to lose the weight and get healthy, they wouldn't get the views anymore. Neither one of them, and they know it. And secondly, what would they do for money? Seriously, what would they do for money? Neither one of them are employable. Even if they were to lose weight and make themselves pretty, they're still not employable. Too many mental health issues. Too many mental health issues at play for one. And number two, all the online controversies. As I said before, HR people, they look at your digital footprint, and they're not just looking at LinkedIn. If anything, they're not looking at LinkedIn for much at all because they know people put their best foot forward. So you got to be real. They are not employable. So what would Amber Lynn's option be? Go on disability? Maybe. Chantal being in Kuwait? Forget that. There's no social programs that I know about in Kuwait and in that part of the world. I don't think there are social safety nets there. And here in Canada, we barely have social safety nets anymore. It's all been cut over time in all the provinces. Yes, in her province of Ontario, old Doug D. Ford cut everything too, just like Frankie Legault did here. Anyways, I better not devolve too much into politics because it gets me into trouble. It does. It gets me into trouble. It does. Tribe is all the people arguing about yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we do. I have my own feelings about that, which I'm not going to discuss here. It's not a channel for that. It's not a channel for that, so I'm not going to discuss my feelings about that here. No, Foodie and ALR couldn't do it. They're, I don't know. I think they're mentally ill, Angelica. And again, I have my own theories about them because if truth be told, I can relate to Amber Lynn and Foodie. I really can. And believe it or not, I am a lot like them. I am a lot like them. And I think that's why people like Yaba and FFG get enraged because they see themselves in her too. The only difference is they can't accept it. I do accept it. I do accept it. That's the difference between me and them. Yeah, I do accept it. That's why I always say I can't hate on Chantal or Amber Lynn. Because for me to do that would mean to deny my own right to exist as I am. And I did that for so many freaking years. I'm not doing it no more. No, I'm not. Not doing it no more. No, not doing it. So you know what I mean? I'm not going to deny my own right to exist as I am. I am not going through the self-loathing because society hates fat women or hates women who don't have a certain face. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. It took me many years to get to this point in my life. I ain't doing it. I ain't going back. No, there it is. You know. So that is that. That is that. Well, that remains to be seen. Again, I'm going to end the stream shortly because Mr. Me is up and about, and I'm going to see what we're going to be up to today. I'm going to see, although it is cloudy here, it's going to be hot. It's supposed to be a scorcher today. I don't know what we're going to be up to. Yeah, I got to find out what we're going to be up to. Are we going on the road today or not? I don't know. But I did want to talk about this. I wanted to bring my thoughts into this. And wanted to compare and contrast, with Belinda or with INAB or whatever, compare and contrast. Oh, thank you, Daimaru, you too. So, like I said, yeah, that's exactly my goal, Daimaru. And for days while I'm not in too much pain too. For days when I'm not, because for days when I'm in too much pain, that's it. I'm in lie flat mode. I have to lie flat on my back with ice packs. And that's pretty much all I do. Yeah. That's what I do. So, anyways, like I said, remains to be seen. I don't know when I'm going to come back live again. I really don't know because if any of you know, I don't get the views I used to. My algorithm's bottomed out pretty much. So I don't know when I'm going to come back. But we'll see. You never know with new tea, and I'm feeling up to it. I might put up an impromptu stream. But like I said, while some in Belinda's chat had hoped that there will be a redemption arc and that he will help or inspire others, I'm here to say no. Don't even expect it. Don't wait for it to happen. This is the last chapter of Nick's YouTube career. He knows it. I know it. And I'm sure a lot of people know it. A lot of people who covered him extensively know it. This is the last chapter. I remembered in writing class about the arc when I took my writing classes, okay, with the Quebec Writers Federation, actually. And so I had some great, well-known, well-respected authors teaching. And I remember Like the basic rules they told us, you know, you got to have a plot, especially with playwriting. You got to have a plot, and then you got a denouement, which is declimaxing, you know, the plot climax, and then denouement going down. And I think what we're about to see, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong because Nick is full of surprises, as we see. But what I think is what we're seeing is the denouement, the declimaxing. And I think he's going to stretch that long. Look, he stretched out for 2 years over this whole weight loss thing. What's another month or so? What's another month or 6 for him to stretch this denouement out, this declimaxing? That's okay, Sama. Thank you so much. Please give a thumbs up on the way out. And if you wish to support the channel, links to support the channel are below in the description box. My PayPal is down there, as well as the link to join my channel. If you wish to donate to my PayPal, rest assured I keep your identity confidential, and I send you a short little thank you note. Thank you so much. Yes, don't forget to like it out. People think I don't even think he wants it either. Yeah, you're right, Amber. Good point. He doesn't want a redemption arc. He doesn't care. He just wants his money. He got his fame. He wants his money. That's it. He loves the drama. That's it. He's already told his audience. You heard him. He has no respect for his audience. We show how little respect he has for his audience. We know that. He's come right out and said it. He's called us short attention span. We consume more. We're leeches. I don't remember exact words verbatim, you know. And worst of all, he's not wrong. He's not. People are a mess. They love mess. He caters to that. No. So, like I said, he knows it. I think if he saved his money, he should be set for life. And yeah. So, no, I don't have that much optimism there. Yeah. Okay. I had to move my. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Oh, I have awesome mods everywhere. I have awesome mods. Did you know that my entire chat, almost my entire chat, was mods today? My entire chat. Anyways, I'll catch you all in the next one. I don't know when that will be. Thank you all so much for coming and hearing my 2 cents on this. I'll catch you all later. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you soon, bye.